morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Dhakal. The top stories first. Coronavirus cases top 30,000 in Nepal. More than 18,000 infected return home after treatment. Government says 13.36 billion rupees spent in the last 4 months to fight coronavirus. Says it will build 6,000 isolation beds in the valley. Chinese Ambassador Hao Yangshi thanks JanataTelevision for broadcasting Chinese video material. Says relationship between the two nations will continue to improve. WHO head estimates coronavirus pandemic could be over within 2 years. Global death toll surpasses 800,000. And Sevilla crowned the Europa League champions for the 6th time, defeat Inter Milan in the final by 3-2. And now the news in detail. The number of people infected with COVID-19 infection in the country has leapfrogged to 30,400. Meanwhile, the disease has claimed 11 more lives, taking the death toll to 137. The Ministry of Health and Population yesterday confirmed the deaths of 10 male and a female due to the disease. According to Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, spokesperson at the Ministry of Health and Population, informed one each person from Morang, Bara, Saptari and Sarlahi have succumbed to the disease. Similarly, the disease has also claimed one each person from Lalitpur, Chitwan, Makwanpur, Dolakha and Putan. 142 new cases of the deadly infection were reported in Kathmandu yesterday. 15 and new 25 infections have also been confirmed in Bhaktapur and Lalitpur respectively. At present, 3,586 people have been kept in home isolation. Dr. Gautam also informed that number of people receiving treatment in ICU and ventilators have surged in the past 2 days. The total number of individuals that recovered from treatment has also reached 18,201. The government has released the details of the expenditure in the fight against coronavirus. Spokesperson of the government, Dr. Yuvraj Khatiwada, released the cabinet's decision stating that more than 13.36 billion rupees have been spent in the fight against coronavirus in the country. Khatiwada said the expenditure was from the Nepali month of Chaitra to the end of Shravan in 4 months.
5 अर्ब 85 करोड यो खर्च गर्ने चाहिँ स्वास्थ्य तथा जनसङ्ख्या मन्त्रालय 2 अर्ब 17 करोड, रक्षा मन्त्रालय 2 अर्ब 37 करोड, गृह मन्त्रालय 20 करोड 83 लाख, परराष्ट्र मन्त्रालयबाट 6 लाख, संस्कृति पर्यटन मन्त्रालयबाट 4 करोड 49 लाख, शहरी विकास मन्त्रालयबाट 1 करोड 29 लाख र कोभिड कोषबाट त्यस अतिरिक्त भएको थप खर्च 1 अर्ब 3 करोड यो चाहिँ विभिन्न निकायहरूलाई गएको प्रदेश र स्थानीय तहमा पनि गएको पैसा पनि यहाँ छ.
He also informed of the government's decision to repatriate stranded Nepali nationals back to Nepal from 1st of September.
2077 भाद्र 16 गते तदनुसार सेप्टेम्बर 1, 2020 देखिको उडान तालिका संस्कृति पर्यटन तथा नागरिक उड्डयन मन्त्रालयले प्रकाशित गर्ने.
The government has also made the decision to build at least 6,000 isolation beds within the valley. The 6,000 beds will be managed in the private and public hospitals and in medical colleges within the valley. Furthermore, the government has also decided to strictly monitor the inter-district movement as well as the international border crossings.
आवश्यकता अनुसार अन्य निजी सामुदायिक एवं शिक्षण अस्पताल र स्वास्थ्य प्रतिष्ठान समेतलाई प्रयोगमा ल्याई हाललाई कम्तीमा 6,000 आइसोलेसन बेडको प्रबन्ध गर्ने, आवश्यकता अनुसार यसमा थप व्यवस्था गर्दै जाने.
The government also finalized the decision to provide rupees 200,000 to the family of the deceased from natural calamities and provide a further 100,000 per each death to the same family. The Chinese ambassador to Nepal, Hao Yangshi, has expressed her delight at JanataTelevision's decision to broadcast Chinese movies, teleseries and documentaries. Ambassador Yang Shi said these motion pictures and teleseries will depict the real life of Chinese people and their lifestyle. She further added that documentaries will also provide information about the archaeologically important Silk Route. She also expressed her gratitude to everyone involved in the pre-production and production of these important video materials, which will help in building mutual understanding between the people of the two countries. Ambassador Yang Shi also wished for a happy life for all Nepalese, stating the Chinese movies and video materials are a delightful watch. Ambassador Yang Shi also expressed her confidence on the improvement of the relationship between the two nations by the treaty signed in 2017 on the Belt and Road Initiative. She further expressed that the BRI's main intention was always to improve the relationship between the two countries involved in it. Ambassador Yang Shi also said Chinese President Xi Jinping's visit last year has also helped maintain and improve the relationship.
In 2017, the cooperation between the two countries has ushered in a new stage. The connectivity of people is an important part of BRI.
She further added that the cultural programs that have been conducted by the Chinese embassy in the recent times has also brought the two people of the two countries closer. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government has decided to operate the international flights from 1st of September under fixed conditions. The government has decided to operate flights from September 1st from countries where the PCR tests are easily accessible. The decision to operate the international flights from 1st of September was made public by spokesperson of the government, Dr. Yuvaraj Khatiora. Khatiora further informed that the flights will be operated with no more than a total of 500 passengers involved in a day. According to Khatiora, regular flights will be used in the repatriation of Nepali citizens, diplomats of foreign offices, staffs of United Nations, among others. These passengers must have with them a negative PCR report with the test done within 72 hours of their flight. All passengers returning back to Nepal must stay in quarantine in hotels for at least 7 days under their own expense. 7 security personnel of former Prime Minister and NCP's senior leader, Madhav Kumar Nepal, have tested positive for COVID-19. According to Mohan Gautam, private secretary to leader Nepal, informed the press that swab samples of APF personnel deployed for leader Nepal and his family's security were collected, out of which 7 of his security guards tested positive for coronavirus. The tests were conducted on Thursday and results were confirmed on Friday. Private Secretary Gautam said leader Nepal and family has all tested COVID-19 negative. He added, all 7 security guards who have been infected with the disease have been taken to isolation for treatment, Secretary Gautam informed. And now the news from the economic front. Finance Minister Yuvaraj Khatiora and the VP of the World Bank South Asian Division, Hartwig Schaffner, discussed on the details of the effect of coronavirus on the country's economy. The Finance Ministry informed that the video conferencing between the two leaders discussed about the programs conducted with the help of World Bank on the front line to stop the spread of the coronavirus in Nepal. In the meeting, Finance Minister Dr. Yuvaraj Khatiora thanked the World Bank for the prompt financial help to tackle the first phase of the virus, but also requested for further assistance to help revitalize the economy and further improve the health system in the country. VP Schaffner also expressed his gratitude to Khatiora for maintaining Nepal's status as one of the most improved countries in the South Asia region. Schaffner also praised Nepal for being able to maintain a strong economic backbone during the coronavirus pandemic. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. The Director General of WHO, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, said coronavirus pandemic could be over within 2 years. Ghebreyesus, who spoke at Geneva on Friday, cited the Spanish flu of 1918 that took 2 years to overcome before killing millions. WHO head, however, affirmed that with the help of current advances in technology and science, the world might be able to get rid of the virus in a short time. BBC quoted the WHO head as saying, of course, with more consecutiveness, the virus has a better chance of spreading. But at the same time, we have also the technology to stop it and the knowledge to stop it, he noted, stressing the importance of national unity and global solidarity, Dr. Ghebreyesus added. According to BBC, coronavirus has so far killed almost 800,000 people and infected 22.7 million more. Russian government has agreed to let opposition leader and critic of the Putin government, Alexei Navalny, to be airlifted to Germany for treatment after he fell into coma. The opposition leader reportedly fell into coma after drinking a tea on a plane on Thursday that his associates claim was laced with poison. His partners have alleged the Russian authorities of trying to cover up a crime. According to BBC, the doctors in the Siberian city of Omsk had earlier insisted he was too ill to be moved. On early hours of Saturday, an air ambulance had been waiting to take Navalny to Germany for treatment. Further update on the matter is yet to be revealed in the international media. BBC has cited Mr. Navalny's team, who earlier said it was deadly for him to remain in the hospital. His wife Yulia then appealed in a letter to the Kremlin to give permission for him to be flown abroad. BBC then quoted Navalny's spokeswoman, who told BBC that eventually German medics were allowed to see him and said they were able and willing to fly him to Berlin. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Spanish club Sevilla have been crowned the Europa League champions for a record 6th time. The final match of the tournament lived up to its expectation as Sevilla defeated Italian side Inter Milan by a scoreline of 3-2. The 5-goal thriller started off when ex-Manchester United striker Romelu Lukaku was fouled inside the box in the 5th minute and scored from the subsequent penalty to give Inter the lead. However, Luuk de Jong scored 2 headers from Jesus Navas in 12th minute and from Ever Banega in the 33rd minute to put the Spanish side in the lead. Inter were level yet again when Uruguayan defender Diego Godin nodded in the equalizer to make it 2-2 in the 35th minute. The game moved into second half on level terms, but just as extra time was looming, Carlos flew into the air to meet a high ball with an overhead kick which was going wide of the mark until Lukaku stuck out a leg and diverted it past his own goalkeeper. The game ended 3-2 in favor of the Spanish club, who were crowned the Europa League champions. The last 9 Europa Leagues all have been won by Spanish or English team, with Sevilla winning 4 of them. The last Italian side to win the tournament was Parma in 1999. Zach Crawley's sparkling maiden test century put England in command of the third and the final test against Pakistan on day 1 at AG's Bowl, Southampton. 22-year-old Crawley was not out on 171 at the end of day's play. He shared an unbroken partnership of 205 with Josh Buttler, who continued his resurgence with the bat by making an unbeaten 87. The partnership helped England recover from a precarious 127 for 4 to a strong first day total of 332 for 4, a position from which they are primed to win the match and in turn win the series. For Pakistan, Yashir Shah took 2 early wickets, while Shaheen Afridi and Naseem Shah took a wicket each. After the second test on this ground was ruined by bad weather, there was a sense of foreboding when rain arrived just as the captains walked out to toss up. However, after the brief shower stopped, all 90 overs were bowled in the game. England lead the three-match series by 1-0 and will win the series even if the third and the final test ends in a draw. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Coronavirus cases top 30,000 in Nepal. More than 18,000 infected return home after treatment. Government says 13.36 billion rupees spent in the last 4 months to fight coronavirus. Says it will build 6,000 isolation beds in the valley. Chinese Ambassador Hao Yangshi thanks JanataTelevision for broadcasting Chinese video material. Says the relationship between the two nations will continue to improve. WHO head estimates coronavirus pandemic could be over within 2 years. Global death toll surpasses 800,000. And Sevilla crowned the Europa League champions for the 6th time, defeat Inter Milan in the final by 3-2. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow JanataTelevision and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching JanataTelevision. Namaste.